I just spoke with a guy who is struggling with being overworked and not having enough time off, not having enough time to enjoy and spend with his family. And even when he does have time off, he's thinking about work. And I asked him, are there guys out there who are working fewer hours and making more money? He said, yes, probably 90% of the people who do what I do. So here's my question for you. What's the difference? What's the difference between the guys who is working less, making more, and doing what you're doing? Today, I'll show you. We're talking about how to transform your life with a Pathfinder Vision. This is the secret to unlocking your potential and achieving your dreams. And the guy who I mentioned who I just spoke with, he doesn't have this in place, and we're going to help him put this in place. This all stems from the Pathfinder retreat. Pathfinders are my clients, and I'm going to give you an inside look at some of the work that we did a month ago today. As I record this, it was 1 month ago today that we were doing this work in person, and I'm going to share with you exactly what we did and how you can get the same benefits as if you actually attended the retreat. Now, you're not going to get the connection, you're not going to get the relationships, you're not going to get all the amazing experiences, but you're going to have the same outcome if you do the work on your own, okay? So the retreat was amazing. It was the Pathfinder retreat. It was in Colorado at a ranch that we had access to out there from one of our amazing clients, Sean. And it was just this epic, epic experience because of the amazing people that we brought together and the amazing experiences we got to do, including sporting clay shooting and horseback riding and hiking, sunrise hike, and swimming in an ice cold lake, mountain. It was a snow melt, fed lake. It was freezing cold, and all these great experiences. But the content was amazing as well. And the content was around creating your Pathfinder vision. And my job today in this episode is to teach you, the listener, what is a Pathfinder vision, why is it important, and how you can do it for yourself. Okay? So 3 things today. What is it? Why do you need one? And how do you go about getting it? Okay, so let's start out with number 1. What is the Pathfinder Vision? Now, this all started from a concept called the Chief Definite Aim, and this stems from the book Think and Grow Rich. And as a listener, there's a very good chance you've at least heard of the book, if not read it multiple times. It's written by Napoleon Hill. It's been on the bookshelves for decades and decades. It was published in 1937, and this concept of the Chief Definite Aim emphasizes the importance of having a very clear, specific goal that serves as the primary focus of your life. And it involves creating this precise, written statement of what you want to achieve along with a plan for achieving it. So having this chief definite aim allows you to align your thoughts and align your actions and your energy and your habits toward achieving what you most want, right? The most significant and meaningful goal that you have in your life. And so it involves kind of 4 parts. So number 1, the desired outcome, like what is it that you want to achieve? Number 2 is the time frame, like what's the deadline? Number 3 is the price, or like what is it that you're going to do or give in return for achieving this desired outcome? And lastly is a plan, a basic outline for how you intend to achieve the goal. Now, that's the chief definite aim. The Pathfinder Vision is different, right? It's similar to this, but it's different. And here's how it's different, and here's why it's different. It's a clear written statement that defines both your personal and your professional aim, right? The chief definite aim typically aligns just with one of those. Typically, it's the professional aim. The Pathfinder Vision is both personal and professional, and it aligns with your core values, and it drives also the habits and the actions and the mindset that you carry with you day to day. It's designed to create a balanced success by ensuring you have both the personal fulfillment and the professional achievements that you want simultaneously. It's not this singular, single goal focused framework. It promotes really holistic growth and helps you become fully the person that you want to be, right? So it includes the same 4 ingredients. Actually, I'm going to compare and contrast sort of the same 4 ingredients with the chief definite aim. So number 1 is the desired outcome. You still have that, just like the chief definite aim. What is it that you want to achieve? Now this will be both personal and professional. On the time frame, it's not future, it is actually present. Okay, so if you've ever visualized, if you understand visualization or manifestation, You talk about I am. This is present tense. I am is actually a biblical term. Jesus is the great, or God is the great I am. And so the time frame for the Pathfinder vision is present, is I am. It is being that person now, not I will be, because I will be is essentially I am not. That's what you're saying. I am not. If you say I will be, or I'm going to, that is, you're saying I will not, or I am not, or I have not done this yet. Okay, so this is about being the person now, because when you become the person now, these things start to happen, right? So the time frame is present tense as opposed to in the future with a deadline. And then the price, similar to the chief definite aim, is very similar. Like, what is it that you're willing to do or to give in return for this outcome? And then the plan, we're not so much worried about the plan in the chief definite aim, right? There are going to be some of this will be in the Pathfinder vision. That is, like, the chief definite aim has somewhat of a plan in there, kind of very high level plan. The Pathfinder vision, a little bit less so, because the plan is what stops a lot of people. Okay, I don't know how to build a world-class business. I don't know how to get out of this rut that I'm in, or this place that I'm at now, and get to, starting that side hustle and building a world-class business, for example, or whatever it is that you might want to divide or design as your Pathfinder vision. A lot of times that plan is what holds people back, right? The price is enough. Like the what I will do, what I'm going to give, that's enough to get you moving. Because once you start moving, once you start taking action, if you believe it's going to happen, then the plan comes and reveals itself as you engage your reticular activating system, your RAS. This is the part of your brain that, whenever, if you were to buy a red sports car, then as you drive around town over the next week, you'll notice red sports cars all over the place that you hadn't noticed before, and you feel like everybody has all of a sudden bought red sports cars. This is your reticular activating system. And by having your Pathfinder vision, you activate that, and you start to see opportunities and ways where your aim, your desired outcome can come to fruition, right? You'll see how that plan will unfold in front of you. All right, so still talking about the first part here. I told you I was going to be talking about what is the Pathfinder vision. I'm telling you that now. We're going to move into why and then how, like why you need it and then how. So continuing on the what it is, I'm going to give you an example of Bruce Lee's chief definite aim. Okay, this is from Think and Grow Rich. He apparently read the book, created his own chief definite aim. I'm going to give you an example so you can understand really what we're talking about this. This is a very clear and focused goal that he had. He said, I, Bruce Lee, will be the first highest paid Oriental superstar in the United States. In return, I will give the most exciting performances and render the best of quality in the capacity of an actor. Starting in 1970, I will achieve world fame, and from then onward until the end of 1980, I will have in my possession $10 million. I will live the way I please and achieve inner harmony and happiness. Now, that all came to fruition. Unfortunately, he died young, but this did come to fruition for Bruce Lee. It's fascinating when you write this stuff down, these things begin to happen. And I'm going to give you another example of just this sort of high-level concept of having, a chief definite aim or a very clearly defined goal in your life. So Jim Carrey, the actor, is another one. So he wrote about, he talks about how he wrote a $10 million check to himself for acting services rendered. And this was when he was a poor, broke nobody. He would drive up Mulholland Drive overlooking Hollywood, and he would visualize himself acting in big movies and talking to prominent producers. And he kept this check in his wallet as a visual reminder of his goal. And before that check came due, he signed a contract for Dumb and Dumber where he made $10 million. That was Jim Carrey. And I'm going to give you a third example here. Sarah Blakely, the founder of Spanx. She is a big proponent of visualization. She visualized her success from a young age. She started reading books from an author named Wayne Dyer. I love Wayne Dyer books. The one that I've read the most is called Wishes Fulfilled. I've read it through maybe twice, and I've probably scanned through it another 10 times. I have tons of highlights. It's a really, really great book. But she started reading Wayne Dyer books when she was a kid. I think a teenager. Her dad gave her a book. And she started visualizing her success, and she had this clear vision of her goals. And She built this $1 billion brand in Spanx, and people ask her how she built this and how she got into Neiman Marcus, which is this very, very high end retailer in the United States. And she didn't know any better. She didn't have a plan. She didn't know that she was supposed to go to trade shows and have a huge marketing budget to try to get your product onto the shelves of Neiman Marcus. But she just called them. She called the buyer. She called somebody there and kept repeatedly calling them until they picked up the phone, had a very short sort of pitch, a 30-second or less, 20-second pitch, and got them to listen to her. And then she got a meeting with the buyer. And then, again, she didn't have a plan, or she at least had this plan at this point to sort of sell her product to the buyer, and it wasn't going well. But because she had this vision, she had this very clear vision, but she didn't necessarily have a plan. She had to go to plan B, which she didn't have a plan B. And she said, listen, can I take you back to the restroom and actually demonstrate these? And she actually tried on her, these women's underwear. And she tried them on, and the buyer was like, yep, I get it. We're going to test you out in 7 stores. Like, she had this very clear vision. She was doing this work, this mindset work, and having this clear vision to the point where this came true. Even without a plan, it came true. Right? So I talked to you a little bit about what is the Pathfinder Vision. I'm going to get to how, but let me tell you a little bit more about why you need this. Right? So I started hinting at why you need this. You see these successful people like Bruce Lee and Jim Carrey, Sarah Blakely have these. Now let's talk about a little bit more about why, a little like sort of specifically. If you need any convincing, like statistically, you want some data around this. Dr. Gail Matthews at Dominican University in California found that people who write down their goals are 42% more likely to achieve them compared to those who only think about their goals. 42%. Would you take that? Would you take that bump on your likelihood to achieve your goals? Here's another one. Athletes who use visualization techniques improve their performance by 13.5%. This is a study from the University of Chicago. So would you take a 13.5% bump in your performance? What would a 13.5% bump in your performance give you? Right? Now you start merging these things like visualization and clear goals, 42% bump in likelihood of achieving your goals and 13.5% bump in your performance. You start putting these concepts together, and all of a sudden you become super you, right? But you have to do this work, right? So I told you about what the Pathfinder Vision is. I told you about why it's important. Now I'm going to talk to you a little bit about how. Like, how do you go ahead and create your own? I'm going to actually read for you my Pathfinder Vision. All right. But let me give you just two very simple ingredients for you to create your own Pathfinder Vision. Number 1, identify what you really want personally and professionally. Like, what do you want in your life? What do you want your life to look like personally? What do you want your life to look like professionally? Now listen, there's overlap. These things are inherently connected. You are not two different human beings in those two areas of your life. But you want to get very clear on what that vision is personally and what it is professionally. Right? I gave you the Bruce Lee example, and let me give you an example of mine, my actual Pathfinder Vision. I'm going to read this for you so you have a real clear understanding of what I'm talking about here. Pathfinder Vision, personal. This is my personal Pathfinder Vision. Allie, the kids, and I are living our best lives. We are deeply connected and thriving in each of our endeavors, and God is the foundation for our lives. In return, I've done the internal work that allows me to be the best version of myself for each of them, open, supportive, and always mindful to operate from a place of love. I am the benevolent alpha that they need in their lives. Now, professional. Here's my professional Pathfinder Vision. I'm earning $1 million per year and am in possession of $10 million. I've built the leading success coaching brand in America, and I help tens of thousands of clients. In return, I've mastered 2 things: marketing, which is the fuel for my business, and building a team that manages the day-to-day and technical work. And through leadership and outsourcing, my company delivers a custom, amazing, uplifting, world-class coaching experience that clients feel they can't live successfully without. They love it so much that they tell their friends about it, who in turn become clients. Here's an addendum that I added, right? There's a formula for this, but also you can kind of add as you want. So I added this paragraph here, actually 1 sentence. I am connected with high-performing, high-character, high philanthropic impact entrepreneurs who influence me to be an even better version of myself personally and professionally. Now, if you're watching this on YouTube, which I encourage you to do, and by the way, if you come over to YouTube, check out the video, give it a like, make a comment below, give it a subscribe. I appreciate that. But this is you'll see that I'm reading my Pathfinder Vision. This is a printout. I read it several days a week, and I feel it internally in my body. I keep it right here in my journal, right next to me, and that is my chief definite aim. That is where I'm going in my life and with my business, both personally and professionally. So now you have an example of what one of these sounds like. And when we created these at the retreat a month ago today, you wouldn't believe the epiphanies that my clients had. You wouldn't believe how inspired everybody in the room was. And we had everybody share theirs with everybody else. So everybody read them out loud, and it was fascinating. It unlocked the potential. In that moment, you could see the potential of everybody in that room being unlocked by creating their Pathfinder vision, by doing the work. And their lives will be forever changed because now they're using that just like I'm using mine. They're using this to guide their decisions every day. And I have a habit now, just like they do, and I'm coaching them through this to create a habit of reading this, keeping this in front of them so that they see this every day, they feel this, they internalize it. All right. So I've given you what a Pathfinder vision is. I've given you why you should create your Pathfinder vision, and I've told you how to do it. Now I'm going to give you one more how. If you go to jimharshawjr.com/action, I'm going to give you access to an AI version of me. Right now, I released this a few episodes ago, so I had limited access to it. If you want to get access to an AI version of me that will coach you through how to create your own Pathfinder vision, go to jimharshawjr.com/action. And once you enter your email there, I'm going to send you a link. You're going to get a link to a page on my website that will give you access to this AI. All right. This is really reserved mostly for my clients. And they have access to this, and they can get coaching 24/7, 365, and you will have this as well. This is not a replacement for a human being. Think of this as a brainstorming tool. Think of this as sort of a Google search on steroids, or a journaling partner that can help you unlock your thoughts, brainstorm, and create a crystal clear Pathfinder vision for yourself. So I gave you the what, I gave you the why, I even gave you multiple hows to go about this, including an AI version of me that can help you through this. Go to jimharshawjr.com/action, and you'll get access to that AI. The action plan from this episode is going to have all the notes from this episode, how to go about this, and you can use the AI to make this happen. Now listen, when you think of these huge companies out there that have made a huge dent in the universe, like Amazon and Patagonia, they have their own visions. They have a clear vision. Amazon's was to be the Earth's most customer-centric company. Tesla is to create the most compelling car company of the 21st century by driving the world's transition to electric vehicles. IKEA is to create a better everyday life for people. And Patagonia is, we are in the business to save our home planet. What is it for you? Crystallize that vision, and you will see your potential unlocked. Just like Sarah Blakely, just like Bruce Lee, just like Jim Carrey, just like all of my clients, and just like myself, I feel my own potential unlocked because of this clarity, and you need this too. So go ahead and head over to jimharshawjr.com/action. Go over to the YouTube channel as well, and you can subscribe and like and find this video, make comments. If you make comments, I'm going to respond to every comment on the YouTube video. So if you make a comment, you want feedback on your Pathfinder vision, I will jump in there and offer you feedback. So I look forward to talking to you and engaging with you over there on YouTube. Don't let this roll in one ear and out the other. Don't just move on from this. Take action from this. Take action. Do something about it. Good luck.